a very simple thing, straight and forward, that there were challenges in the camps. And we decided with a group of about 10 comrades to go to Shell House. Note that Shell House. That was in 1991, in January. So unfortunately, on our way, because we were going to use the border gate of Kenya, we were intercepted by the National Resistance Army, which is now the Ugandan Defense Forces, thinking that we are the Lord Resistance Army members. Remember that it was deep in the bush there. But one of our comrades survived. He escaped. He managed to go through, because he looked like the Kenyans. He was very dark, tall, walking like them. So we intended to go through at night. So unfortunately, we were intercepted during the day. We were moving with a formation that we call single file in military. So I was in the front. So at the cave, there was that not engagement, but we met with the National Resistance Army. So because of shock, in any war, when you just meet at a cave, you don't just shoot because the shock. What comes first, you want to see what is this true, what I see or not. Then you started. So when he shot like this, So I was fortunate that it did not get into my body. He shot at me, and that's how I lost my arm, because it was totally destroyed. And I went to the hospital. At the hospital, they said I must choose whether I must be amputated because I have lost too much blood, and it was already continuing to go out. So they said amputation or you are going to die. I then said, no, amputate my hand. Then after that, I was transferred to Kampala, Mulago Hospital. It's the biggest hospital in Uganda. So I stayed there for almost 2 weeks. Then after that, I went to the rest of the ANC in Kampala. Then after that, there was this repatriation. Now, a question that you ask is that the ANC is inside the country. People have got houses, there are negotiations. Now, what are you running away from? Yeah? There's no war. There are negotiations inside the country, there's repatriation, people are coming inside the country. And they are saying people are running away. I could have decided to wait for that repatriation. But the armed struggle was already suspended in 1990. So does it make really sense that you have deserted? Because if it was in Angola, yes, it was something, it was going to be called desertion. Because you deserted in war. And I was supposed to be arrested and locked up. So, the people that were saying, these faceless people who were not there, are the ones who are making these allegations. But we know it's because of the statements that I issued. If I did not issue such a statement, there was not going to be all this hullabaloo. The media misinterpreted and misquoted me. And as I said, the person who wrote the story was not there at the event. You can check here are the people who were there. The recording, the legacy project of MK. What I said, and I want to repeat it, I said the CIA want its own CEO in South Africa. And they are using some institutions, including Chapter 9 institutions, to pursue their agenda. And I said, uThuli mele asitshele ukuthi ubani handler yakhe. So you can't interpret Sizulu into English to say, I said she's a CIA agent. There's no way you can go to the recordings of your YouTube. But because of, not wanting to to create something out of nothing, we decided with the consultation with the ANC leadership that let me withdraw the statement. It was in consultation with the ANC leadership that I withdraw the statement. So Professor Kuto, we have been observing his utterances for a long time. He has been anti-ANC. He has been anti-President Jacob Zuma. And he has been consistent. And I think he hates President Jacob Zuma with passion. And we are not going to keep quiet. When a person who's not even a South African, we are not xenophobic. Most of the countries assisted us to be where we are today. Angola, Mozambique, Lesotho, Swaziland, Uganda, Botswana, and European countries, former Soviet Union, Russia. That is why as MKMVA we still support Russia now. We like them so much, the Russians. Now the president is more of the left. He's not more of the right, of the West. So it's not going to be liked in any way. So Professor Kuto is part of the group that wants to discredit the African National Congress. And if you discredit the face of the organization, you are dealing with the credibility of the organization. So we know for a fact that they are preparing for 2019. And they've got their candidate. So they want, when you go to 2019 elections, people must not have confidence in the ANC. So who is going to get to defend the case of this revolution if we as MKMVA were not going to do that? We might utter other statements that people will not feel happy with, and we don't expect them to feel happy with those statements. But we think it's a view of the general membership of MKMVA. And that's why you hear from the conference unanimous support of the president's letter that is submitted to Parliament, and we reiterate that we support that letter. And this is what we've been saying, that President Jacob Zuma had nothing to do with the upgrades of Nkandla.